As tensions escalate in the Middle East, the United States military capabilities, particularly its B-2 Spirit stealth bomber and the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, or the MOP, have come into focus as potential tools to target Iran's deeply buried nuclear facilities, such as the Fordow fuel enrichment plant. The GBU-57, commonly referred to as a bunker buster, is the most powerful non-nuclear bomb in the U.S. arsenal. Weighing approximately 30,000 pounds, 13,600 kilograms, it is designed to penetrate and destroy heavily fortified, deeply buried targets, such as bunkers, command centers, or nuclear facilities built into mountains. The GBU-57 can burrow up to 200 feet, 61 meters, into the ground or through reinforced concrete before detonating. Its delayed fuse ensures the explosion occurs deep underground, maximizing damage to subterranean structures. The bomb carries over 5,300 pounds, 2,400 kilograms, of explosives, delivering devastating force to collapse tunnels, chambers, or facilities. Initially developed to counter North Korea's underground military facilities, the GBU-57's mission expanded to include potential targets in Iran, particularly its nuclear sites. According to Carlton Halig, a fellow at the Center for New American Security, CNAS, the GBU-57 is the only weapon in anyone's arsenal globally that's able to successfully target and potentially even eliminate facilities like Fordow.
Bunker busters is a more colloquial term that we use to discuss large airdrop munitions that are capable of doing a couple of things. First, it's penetrating hard and deeply buried targets. Think something like a bunker or a facility that's built within a mountain. And these are also timed within the fuses of the weapons so that they don't explode immediately upon impact, or like some other munitions where you aim for an airburst several hundred feet above impact. They actually go several feet into the ground, dozens of feet. The GBU-57, which is the Massive Ordnance Penetrator that's being discussed heavily in terms of American involvement in Iran, can actually penetrate up to 200 feet before detonating its ordnance.
However, even this powerful weapon is not guaranteed to completely destroy such a facility with a single strike. The GBU-57 is so massive that only the U.S. Air Force's B-2 Spirit stealth bomber can carry and deploy it. The B-2, based primarily at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, is a strategic asset with unique capabilities. The B-2's radar-evading design allows it to penetrate heavily defended airspace, making it ideal for missions against adversaries with advanced air defenses, like Iran. Each B-2 can carry up to 2 GBU-57 bombs, enabling a single aircraft to deliver significant destructive power. With in-flight refueling, the B-2 can operate anywhere in the world, as demonstrated by its recent deployment to Diego Garcia, a U.S.-British military base in the Indian Ocean, in March 2025. The U.S. Air Force maintains a fleet of just 20 B-2 bombers, making them a scarce and carefully deployed resource. Recent reports indicate that up to 6 B-2s are now stationed at Diego Garcia, positioning them within striking distance of Iran amid rising tensions. The Fordow fuel enrichment plant, located near Qom, Iran, is one of the most heavily fortified nuclear facilities in the world. Dug deep into a mountain, it is designed to withstand conventional airstrikes, posing a significant challenge to any military operation. Fordow's subterranean construction makes it resistant to most conventional bombs. Satellite imagery from Maxar Technologies shows its remote, mountainous location, with minimal visible infrastructure above ground. Fordow houses approximately 2,000 centrifuges, producing uranium enriched to 60% purity, a level close to the 90% needed for nuclear weapons. In a recent quarter, Fordow produced 166.6 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium, enough, if further enriched, for nearly 4 nuclear bombs, according to International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA) estimates. Western powers, including the US and Israel, accuse Iran of pursuing nuclear weapons under the guise of a civilian energy program. Iran denies these claims, asserting its nuclear activities are peaceful. Despite Israel's recent airstrikes on Iranian targets, Fordow has shown little to no visible damage, underscoring the difficulty of neutralizing it without advanced weaponry like the GBU-57. A potential U.S. strike on Fordow would likely involve a coordinated operation using multiple B-2 bombers and GBU-57 bombs. Here's how such a mission might unfold. B-2 bombers would take off from Diego Garcia or another regional base, leveraging their stealth capabilities to evade Iran's air defenses. In-flight refueling would extend their range, allowing them to reach Iranian airspace undetected. According to Halig, the U.S. Air Force's operational plan for Fordow involves several of these munitions deployed through several aircraft. Multiple GBU-57s would be dropped in succession, drilling down into the mountain to weaken and collapse the facility's underground chambers. The GBU-57 is a laser-guided bomb, ensuring high accuracy even against small, fortified targets. This precision is critical for striking Fordow's limited surface infrastructure, such as ventilation shafts or entrances. Depending on the mission's objectives, additional strikes with smaller munitions or other assets, like F-15E Strike Eagles, could target surviving infrastructure or secondary sites. However, even multiple GBU-57 strikes may not guarantee Fordow's complete destruction. The facility's depth and reinforcement could require repeated attacks, and Iran's ability to repair or relocate critical equipment could prolong its nuclear program's survival. While the GBU-57 is a formidable weapon, using it against Fordow presents significant challenges. Halig notes that it's not a guarantee that one or even two of these weapons would be able to successfully take Fordow offline. The facility's design may allow it to absorb significant damage while retaining some functionality.
In the case of the Massive Ordnance Penetrator, it is the only weapon in anyone's arsenal globally that's able to successfully target and potentially even eliminate facilities like Fordow. It was designed originally with the intent of attacking and destroying targets specifically built into mountains. Initially, that was in terms of North Korea, later expanded to target sets including Iran as well. And even then, it's not a guarantee that one or even two of these weapons would be able to successfully take Fordow offline, and certainly even to destroy it.
Although the B-2's stealth technology reduces the risk, Iran's air defense systems, including Russian-supplied S-300 missiles, could pose a threat to supporting aircraft or follow-on missions. A U.S. strike on Fordow would likely provoke a strong Iranian response, potentially including missile attacks on U.S. bases, allies like Israel, or critical infrastructure, such as oil facilities in the Gulf. Iran's recent missile strikes on Israeli cities demonstrate its willingness to retaliate. With only 20 B-2s in the U.S. inventory, the Air Force must carefully prioritize their use, balancing commitments in the Middle East with other global contingencies. A unilateral U.S. strike could strain relations with allies, particularly if it escalates the conflict without clear evidence of Iran's nuclear weaponization. The IAEA's monitoring of Iran's nuclear program would likely intensify, complicating diplomatic efforts. Israel has demonstrated its ability to conduct precision strikes across the Middle East, targeting Iranian nuclear installations, missile stockpiles, and personnel. However, its air force lacks the capability to deliver the GBU-57 or a comparable weapon. Israel's F-15I and F-35I aircraft can carry smaller bunker-busting bombs, like the GBU-28, but these are insufficient to destroy deeply buried sites like Fordow. Israeli officials have publicly acknowledged that neutralizing Iran's nuclear program would require U.S. involvement, particularly the B-2 and GBU-57. Without American participation, Israel's strikes may degrade Iran's nuclear infrastructure but are unlikely to deliver a knockout blow. The GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, delivered by the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, represents the U.S.'s most potent tool for targeting Iran's deeply buried nuclear facilities, such as Fordow. Its ability to penetrate up to 200 feet of earth or concrete makes it uniquely suited to this mission. However, even this advanced weapon faces limitations, including the need for multiple strikes, the resilience of Fordow's fortifications, and the broader geopolitical consequences of such an attack. As tensions between the US, Israel, and Iran persist, the GBU-57's role underscores the complex interplay of military technology, strategy, and diplomacy in addressing Iran's nuclear ambitions. While the US has the capability to inflict significant damage, achieving a decisive end to Iran's nuclear program remains a formidable challenge.